there's the Colorado River. I think how many times have I done this? I went from Blythe down to Blvd on the southern tier, and then to Brawley, and then up to Nyland, and then Slab City and Joshua Tree, and came back here. Made a big loop, 300 or 400 miles, and I'm back where I am, here on the southern tier. And I'm headed east today to the town of Quartzite. I just got those little mountains right there in front of me, and I'll be traveling on Interstate 10. So I left Quartzite this morning. I originally intended to stay in Quartzite for a couple of days just to kind of catch my breath and get some things done. But I decided that it's something just said I need to move. So I woke up this morning, got on the southern tier on I-10 and headed east, and then on Highway 60 about 16 or 18 miles to the east of Quartzite, I turned off, and here I am in the town of Brenda, which has a fairly nice country store and restaurant, and there's 2 RV parks. The town is very small. There's not really much here. It's mostly snowbirders. I'm on 60 headed east, where I'll come out on Wickenburg. Between Quartzite and Wickenburg, there's I think 3 small towns. When I came through here the last time, it was very hot, and I was really concerned about water. And I am carrying an extra gallon of water. There is I think a 50% chance of rain, and it's in the high 60s right here, and it's probably in the high 30s at night because we're up a little higher than Quartzite. But if it does rain, I'd like to have an extra gallon of water so I can just make tea all day and sit in my tent. Anyway, I'm not gonna go fast. I'm not trying to rush this. The scenery is outstanding because it's up higher. There's a little bit more vegetation. Plus, you can see the first saguaro cactuses in the distance there. So, and there's cholla cactus and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, headed east on Highway 60, ACA Southern Tier. I sort of remember this area. I definitely remember Brenda. And the next little town I remember, Salome, and then Aguila. But do you know how much fun it is to just wander around? Because I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just tramping. I'm tramping around the West without having to worry about, especially since, you know what, when I came through here, I remember I was really concerned about water. But I remember also that it was in the 90s. I mean, it was really hot. And I think it was October. Might even have been, yeah, it must have been October. But it's just so much fun to like wander. And that's what I'm doing. This road, Highway 60, is smooth as butter. This is what the ACA Southern Tier looks like. I've got a bit of a tailwind, or I'm going downhill. I haven't really been pedaling much, but I know that this road is going out towards the northeast, and then it's going to turn towards the east down this valley. These beautiful mountains around, and you know, I'll just ride until it gets dark, and then I'll just go right out there, out towards those foothills, find me some vegetation to get behind, and sleep well. So I'm here in the town of Salome, right here on the southern tier. I stayed at this hotel, Scheffler's Hotel. It's an older, privately owned hotel. It's acceptable. $43 a night. I came in and it was raining and snowing. So, the owner said that was the first time they've seen snow in 20-something years. The mountains were covered with white, but that has melted away, and it's about 38 or 40 degrees now. Right here behind me is Don's Cactus Bar. By the way, today is the 1st of January 2015. So the Don's Cactus Bar was rocking. There's a Family Dollar and a small market / gas station right here behind me as well. And I'm gonna try to make it to Wickenburg today, but if I don't, that's fine. There's places to camp on the way. With the intention of going down to Phoenix and then jumping off of the southern tier to make my way down to Tucson and Saguaro National Park. Next week is scheduled to be in the low 70s during the day and 50s at night. So this front that moved through really made a huge impact on people who are riding the southern tier, which I believe there's only 2 right now. There's another guy. His Twitter name is @MikeSpike3, and he is somewhere around Jacumba or Ocotillo, coming into the Imperial Valley probably today. Anyway, and I invite you to go check him out. I'll put his link in the description box below. Anyway, headed east on the ACA Southern Tier towards the town of Wickenburg, 53 miles to the east. Okay, next little town is Wendell. They have a little variety store, country store, hardware store, package store, and a liquor store. And I think there's a gas station right up here where I'll probably stop and get a cup of coffee. That's a very, very small little farming community. There's really only one more, and that's Aguila. 20 miles, perhaps about 20 or 30 miles. So I'll stop up here and have a quick stop. Not a lot going on in Wendell. Eastbound on Highway 60, and I'm passing these mountains. Very dramatic. Man, I know the names of them, but I can't remember. It starts with an H. But I remember that I stealth camped when I came through here. I believe that's a wilderness area, but there's an easement prior to it. It's not a wilderness area directly past this fence line. And one of these drainages, like this drainage, it might have been that drainage. I popped over the fence. I rolled down the drainage where there was vegetation, and I spent the night. I remember the coyotes were howling like crazy. Of course, it was much warmer. It's probably in the low 40s now. It doesn't look like the sun's going to break out very much more than it is right now, and it's looking equally bad to the east. Just wanted to say that I love this area. It's mostly creosote bush, scrubland. Occasionally there'll be a big saguaro cactus. I don't know if you can see it in the distance over there. But mostly it's creosote bush and mesquite. These are mesquites. Several different kinds of cactus. Here's a cholla. Just outstanding. This weather, it's cold at night, but this weather, I like to ride in this kind of cool climate. Anyway, Highway 60 eastbound. Yesterday, the 31st of December, and there's still a lot of snow on the ground. Surprises me. I mean, I am going up on a slight climb here, maybe 1%. By the time I get to Wickenburg, I've climbed up to about 2,500 feet. So there's still plenty of snow. 60 here, probably 5 or 6 miles. It's like a mile marker 78. Just want to point out that I've passed like 5 or 6 of these gates. They're marked keep gate closed. They're BLM, runs out on BLM land. And be the perfect place. I'll tell you, if it was pleasant weather, I would certainly run down this road that probably goes around this mountain. Be a great place to disperse camp on public lands. In the town of Aguila, right here behind me is Woody's food store slash gas station. There's also a hardware store, but not much else. 25 miles to the west of the town of Wickenburg. So we'll get back on the road here on the southern tier on Highway 60. Okay, so I'm driving down into Wickenburg. Nice bike lanes. Temperature is about high 30s. A lot of snow still on the ground up here. It was a real gradual climb to get up, and then it kind of just drops you right down into the valley. I might stay in a hotel again tonight. I'm using up my hotel nights. But it's cold, I don't want to camp. Okay, so I'm leaving Wickenburg here at about 7 in the morning and headed for Phoenix. The junction of 74, which on my last tour. Oh, by the way, and I'm deep into cactus country, but I took 74 out over the north of Phoenix the last time I came down here. So I've never been on the southern tier through Phoenix. I chose to kind of avoid Phoenix altogether and go over the top of it and then come down south around it. Anyway, today I'm headed on Highway 60 East into Phoenix, and here's what the shoulders look like. So about 10 miles out of Wickenburg, the Highway 60 goes over this railroad track and splits open, and there's a big median with a thicket of mesquite. Out this way you can see that there's big saguaro cactuses and cholla cactuses out, and I'm just pointing this out because I would stealth camp in that thicket right out there beyond the telephone poles. Be a good place. Just a reminder right here in these thickets. Be a good place. I'm in Sun City, Arizona, here at Starbucks. And I'm just gonna take a little break. I guess I rode about 25 miles. Yeah, I think it was only 52 that I needed to go to get to Phoenix. But I'm firing the computer up and having a cup of green tea. And weather is perfect, just absolutely perfect. And I'm gonna try to make it to the Phoenix hostel, but if I don't, that's why I'm online here, because I need to look at the map, because I have no idea where I'm going. This is the southern tier right out here, and I'm just on the outskirts of Phoenix. But I need to get on Google Maps because I have no clue. I need to get some paper and make some notes, a cue sheet, so I can make it to this hostel.